Welcome to the Bender Bunker, your one-stop shop for B-Bender related videos, and it is number 10 in our Quick Lick series. We are in double digits, and in celebration of reaching number 10 in the Quick Lick series, what you heard was 3 variations on a theme. We're not just doing one quick lick. I'm going to give you 3 different options, and they're all based around kind of an open C chord, one of our cowboy chords. And I'm just kind of working the open chord C shape for that bass package that started each of the 3 runs you heard. That's our jumping off point, and then we're going to be I'll be showing you how easy it is to go from a standard C chord right into your C bender box, twang box shape for bending. And a few other variations. So if that sounds good and you'd like to get involved in Quick Lick number 10, working around the open C chord, go grab that bender and let's get to it. Well, okay, looks like you might be on board for Quick Lick number 10 based around the open C chord and 3 variations of bender fun. Nice to have you on board. A couple of quick announcements before we get rolling. One, if you'd like to support the channel and you're excited about learning this lick, this would be a great time to show your appreciation with a quick thumbs up. It's a quick and easy, free way to support the channel. Very much appreciated. Secondly, if you are new to the channel, well, welcome. This is the Bender Bunker, where we feature hot B-bending action along with fretboard gymnastics, whatever you want to call it. But we got a lot of it because we've been doing it since 2017. So if you just found us and you're into B-Bender, you're in luck. There's probably close to 50 lessons waiting for you on our channel. Just head over there. There's a playlist entitled B-Bender Lessons. You can spend a lot of hours. But more importantly, hit that subscribe button in the corner of your screen while you're thinking about it so you don't forget about us. And then lastly, I'm adding a new feature to all of the lessons, starting now and moving forward. I think a lot of the viewers will appreciate. I am going to go ahead and the top comment below will be mine. I'll make it the very top comment. You're going to see a time signature in my comment there. If you click on that with your mouse, you will be transported in a magic time machine ahead on this very screen to a future part of this lesson where I stop talking and I actually begin the lesson. So if you don't want to hear the story I'm about to tell or any of these safe for work jokes I make before I get started, I understand. Go ahead and hit that time signature I put for you in that top comment. You'll jump right ahead to where I say, all right, let's get started. Okay, so you have that option now, and you always have that option moving forward. Before we do get started, I am going to tell a quick story about how this open C chord Quick Lick number 10 came to be, the genesis of it. It actually has its origin story in the Hawaiian Islands, hard to believe, but true. Whenever I get a chance to travel outside of the bunker and the state of Texas, I tend to get ready and I want to immerse myself in the culture of wherever I'm headed. And I was fortunate enough a few years back to take a trip to Hawaii. So as such, I always do 2 things. I like to get ready by immersing myself in the music of the area I'm heading to. And when I get there, I like to drink their local beer. Those are my 2 ways of, showing my local love. And so as such, I was preparing for the Hawaiian trip and getting a lot of music on my music player of Hawaiian nature, but primarily Hawaiian slack key guitar. And if you're a guitar player not familiar with Hawaiian slack key, well, you're in luck. It's a really nice form of guitar playing. And again, that's Hawaiian slack as in not tense key guitar. It's primarily acoustic, very melodic, uses alternate tunings, a lot of hybrid picking, and a lovely guitar style. It's been around for many, many decades. It's not anything new. So after this video, maybe consider typing Hawaiian slack key guitar in the YouTube search engine and go down that rabbit hole, because I think you'll really enjoy it as a guitar player. And if you just like melodious island-based music, you'll enjoy it as well. And as such, as I was listening to all those Hawaiian slack key guitar tunes getting ready for my trip, I noticed that much like country and blues, they had signature licks that they would be passing on from generation to generation. As I mentioned, Hawaiian slack key goes back many, many decades. And no matter which decade I picked from, there was a signature lick or 2 that I heard every single time. And so I learned it, and it basically goes like this. Open C chord like I did. It's this run right here. And so I learned that a few years back for that trip, and I've always kind of had it in my back pocket. And as I was trying to let the Bender muses come down and show me what we might want to do for quick lick number 10, I was just strumming away absent-mindedly with that Hawaiian slack key lick, and then it started changing just literally one or two strings, one or two notes, the cadence of how I was picking that, and that's how I came up with. And suddenly, with just a few notes changed and a little bit of picking style, I've gone from the Hawaiian Islands to possibly the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee or a holler in Kentucky. Because we go from just the open C, it's still based on the open C chord, Hawaiian slack key lick, and the more bluegrass lick I'm showing you. And really the moral of that story is just stay open to other genres of music, especially if you're enjoying absorb as many as you can. And with the internet and YouTube, there's just no reason not to explore everything these days. And you never know when something from another genre is going to seep in and manifest itself through the main style you like to play through your instrument, as it's done now with quick lick number 10. All right, that's the end of story time. We're going to join the folks that went down and hit the time signature in my comment and start the lesson, so we're all going to sync up right about now. All right, let's get this lesson started. Hello to our time travelers from the time link. Again, we're going to learn the bass package and then put the 3 variations of the Bender licks on top of it. And the bass package again is this. All right, let's knock that out. Now this is one pick on the 5th string, 4th string, and 3rd string, okay? And when I say pick, those strings are open. So I'm starting with the 5th string, picking it open, and then I'm rolling on 2 frets. So it's basically a triplet, open string, and then a 2-fret roll. Start with the 5th string open, 1 pick, and then you roll your 2nd and your 3rd. Then I go to the 4th string open, pick that once, I roll the 1-2. 3rd string open, I roll the 2-3 again. So those 3 together. And I am coming on fast and pretty quick with that first triplet on the opening string, your 5th string, and then I do slow it down and get a little bit more deliberate on the next 2 strings. Okay, now I don't care which fingers you use for that opening part, but what I will say is when you do the final one on the 3rd string and roll that 2-3, you definitely want to roll with your middle finger and your index finger ending up on the 3rd fret, 3rd string, because that's going to position for what you need next. Your index finger on the 2nd string, 1st fret. You hit that note, and then you hit the high E next to it, and come back to the 2nd string, 1st fret, because you don't move your index finger. And that's the basis of the opening riff. So all together. All right, practice that till you get it smooth. Now, once you've got that, when you get to that note on the 2nd string, 1st fret, like I showed you the very first time you hit it, you're actually going to take the bender up with that, okay? I was just showing you the run before we got the bender involved, but when you get there and you do the 2nd string, 1st fret, the high E, and back to the 2nd string, 1st fret, when you get to the 2nd string, 1st fret, go ahead and pick it like I showed you, but take the bender up with it. Now hit the high E open like we've been doing, and then come back and hit the 2nd string, 1st fret to let the bender down. And that really completes the lick. The opening lick we're going to be using 3 different times. Bender up, bender down. Okay, so that's the bass lick. I need you to get nice and comfortable with that because everything we're doing is based off of that exact run. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is what you saw in the opening. I'm going to show you how to move from this open C chord right into a lick with your C Bender twang box, which is conveniently located just right there. And it's going to sound like this. Alright, let's knock that out. Alright, so you do the lick that you just learned. And of course now you've got your index finger where it needs to be, 2nd string, 1st fret, and you've never moved your ring finger from that 3rd string, 3rd fret. We're going to start by picking the 3rd string and moving that ring one note, and that allows us to take the ring finger up to the 5th fret on the same string. All All right, now that's positionings for the C bender twang box that we need. So a couple things are happening now. Now my little finger can easily do what it needs to do next, which is pick the high E fifth, and it allows my index finger to cover the top 2 on the 3rd to complete the C bender box shape. So I pick it up. Now as I'm picking and sliding to the 5th fret on the 3rd string, I'm also pre-engaging the bender. That's my cue to do that. So that one pick, and I'll slide up to the 5th where you see my ring finger now on the 3rd string, pre-engage the bender, and then go ahead and hit that high E with your little finger on the 5th, one note. Now you've got your index finger covering the top 2 on the 3rd. We're going to start with the high E. Then we're going to hit the B string. We're going to let the bender down and bring it back kind of quick. So here's what we've got. Bender went down and back up again. Then I'm hit the high E again on the 3rd. Then I'm going to hit the B string again and let the bender down. And then the last note is going to be back to that G string on the 5th fret with my ring finger. So that whole sequence is... And that is your C bender twang box, and that's why it works so well for the key of C. So all together... That is variation 1 of 3 of quick lick number 10. Here comes number 2. All right, let's go for variation number 2 on quick lick number 10, which is as follows. All right, let's learn it. Again, it's just going to start with that bass run like we've always done. Now notice here that top 3 strings especially are still ringing, and we're going to use that to advantage, because what we're going to do is slide up on the 2nd string to our target of the 6th fret 2nd string, but I don't necessarily want you to pick it to get there. You've already got this audio from the end of our bass run, so I want you to take it up. You're going to go ahead and slide. When you come back down on the bender on an opening run, go ahead and slide that index finger up to the target of the 6th fret. And as you're sliding, go ahead and bring the bender all the way up, so by the time you get there, 2nd string, 6th fret, you've got the bender fully engaged. Sounds like this coming out of the opening run. See, I just took it real quick, slid it up there, didn't pick to slide it up there, it was already ringing, and I engaged the bender fully by the time I got there. Just like that, okay? Bender's fully engaged now. Now when we get there, we're going to keep the bender engaged for a second. We're going to hop over to the high E 8th with our little finger for a note. That allows our index finger to now cover the top high E on the 6th. So now we're covering the top 2 on the 6th. Hit the high E6. Go ahead and hit the B string, still covered, let it down. So we did this. Bender's down now, right? So now we need to hop down with this index finger to the top end of the C bender box where we were before, top 2 on the 3rd. And when we get there, we're going to start with the high E 3rd. Again, index covering the top 2. Start with the high E 3rd for a note. This is the only little tricky part of this, and it's okay if you get a little sloppy because it sounds good no matter what you do as long as you get your finger in that area, is you're going to start with the high E on the 3rd. That gives you just enough time to do a little pre-engage on the bender. So when I hit the B string next to it, I can let the bender down and then take it fully back up. So it's nice to have those top 2 on the 3rd ringing together at the end. So all together. All right, that is variation 2 of quick lick 10. All right, our third and final variation of quick lick number 10, kind of a closer lick. I could see this being the end of a phrase or even a end of a song in C. It goes like this. All right, so good news, you already know the first half, right? All right, bender came down. Now what we're gonna do is we are going to, we've got our little finger's target is to slide up to the high E 8th, all right? And then what that allows it to happen behind it is the index finger to deaden all the strings behind it. So I come off that last opening phrase. notice how the little finger's already positioned on the high E string. That's what I want. I just need to slide it up to the target of the note on the 8th fret. But as doing so, notice how my index finger's already behind it, so now I can start deadening, because what I'm doing is when I get to the target of the high E 8th, I'm doing a triplet of dead notes on a down pick, and then I'm coming back for that high E 8th for a live note. So 3 dead down, 1 live string up. Longtime viewers will recognize the 3 dead down, 1 live up, and that's a very common country move. So coming off that last few notes of the run, okay, so the little finger's sliding up to the high E 8th, index finger's deadening the strings behind it, and then once I get to that target area, also, by the way, as I'm coming up with the little finger to the high E 8th, I'm pre-engaging the bender, because I'm going to be using it shortly thereafter, and I need to go ahead and just get it engaged and not worry about it. So as I'm sliding up, the bender's going with it. When I get there, I'm down picking starting on the 3rd string, so I can do 3. Right? I'm doing it quick. See if I can back up. You can see it's 3 string down pick of dead notes. And then when I get past all the strings, I'm coming back for the high E on an up pick. So that's what you're hearing. Exactly what I did, okay? And now I also pre-engage the bender, because again, that's my cue to pre-engage it. So 3 dead notes down, that triplet of dead notes down, come back, high E for a note on the 8th. Drop down on the high E with my index finger for a note on the 5th. And then I drop down and cover the top 2 like we've been doing for all the other licks on the 3rd, the top of your C bender box. And I'm going to start with the high E on the 3rd. And now this is why I'm pre-engaged the bender, because now I'm going to use it. I go to the B string for an up and down. Real quick, just down, back up. And I hit the high E again on the 3rd. Then come back to the bender to let it down fully. And then the last note's going to be the 3rd string, 5th fret. Which completes your C bender box. All together. With the run. And that's the 3rd and final variation of quick lick number 10. Now you've got all 3. Let's review them real quick. Again, the first one was taking your C chord into your standard C bender box shape. All right, the next one was kind of working a little bit above your bender box for C. Last one was the closer lick we just learned. There you go, quick lick number 10 is in the books. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. I think it's a great way to celebrate reaching the number 10 milestone of quick licks. And again, if you enjoyed this, give me a quick thumbs up. If you'd like to support the channel in other ways, just take a look in the show more section below. We've got a PayPal link where you can send us virtual beers. And as I promised, I do drink every beer sent. All money is spent on beer. It's the least I can do for you, the viewer. Okay, also our Instagram channel, direct link below. You know, we only do 1 or 2 of these a month, but we're always trying to put new content. It may be short and sweet, but it's guitar, beer, or dog related, and it's always waiting for you on the Instagram channel. That link is down below as well. I'm gonna get on out of here. Next time I see you, will either probably be Quick Lick 11 or the much anticipated by me, the big number 50 B-bender lesson. I think the main B-bender lesson I do that's not in the Quick Lick series, I think is going to be number 50. I do have something special planned for that. Been working on it, almost done. I'll see you soon with that. Until then, let's end with our motto. It is never too late to go on a bender. I certainly hope you do. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you next time. Keep it bent.